Thank you very much, sir. All right, I just want to ask you a quick question. If you could give me the answer in just one sentence, sir. Do you have a godfather?
God in heaven is my godfather.
Honorable Chijioke, well done for all the questions you've answered. I have very few questions on the health system of Enugu
Just
State.
one question, please. Go ahead. Just one question. Thank you.
Okay, I actually have a lot of questions, but let me just summarize
You can
it.
ask him the most important question because we have
All of them are very important,
find the
but let
most
me.
important for you, please. We have a
Okay,
whole lot of people to ask questions. And please, if you could circle down your questions, not questions that we have asked or people have asked before. So let's try and narrow down the whole conversation quick. Thank you very much.
all right. So I trained in Enugu State, in Parkland, Enugu State College of Medicine. So I understand the health system of Enugu State, and I understand the challenges. One of the major challenges is, number one, we've gone back from maternal and child health from where Sullivan set us. During Sullivan's era, maternal during childbirth, that's maternal health, it was free, but it's no longer like that. That's one. So please, what are you going to do in that era? Then the second one is primary health care. Primary health care is the health care that assesses the health system, how well the health system of any place, any state, or any locality, or any nation is doing. And our own is in shambles. Primary health care, I mean the health centers in the villages. The government, they don't even care at all, at all. Some of the health centers in the villages, some of them don't even have HU. Some of them don't even have registered nurses. So the people there, people in those localities are suffering. Some of those health centers, if you go there, you cannot even see paracetamol. Some of them are in very bad state. So this is not about the general health, these hospitals in town. So the second one is, what are your plans towards polishing our primary health care? This third one is, before during
Nigerians, Dr. Viva,
please,
two,
please,
let's
this
move.
one is very, very important.
Please,
Please,
you can
please,
ask that one first, Dr.
please, please,
Viva.
this third one is very important. Please, I'm begging. That there is a building opposite, along opposite what's the name of this church, All Saints. That church, that building during Sullivan's era, that building was built when I was a medical student. Our provost told us that the aim of that building was to be the diagnostic center of Enugu State. Because if you come to Parkland, which is the state teaching hospital, we don't have any diagnostic machine like CT scan, even X-ray was not functioning then, and up till now it's not functioning. The ultrasound was just one machine. So things were so bad. So the Enugu State Teaching Hospital was hoping, that Sparkling was hoping, that when that diagnostic center comes, that we can have machines like MRI, CT scan that will be subsidized for patients, because these things are extremely expensive and some people cannot really afford it. But guess what? When the last governor came, he converted that diagnostic center.
But
Instead of him to put the equipment, he converted it to Photoshop. It's only photo shoots they do there.
please,
And the aim of that
question,
place.
please,
Okay,
question,
so I want
please.
to ask, please, what is your plan towards that idea of a diagnostic center for Enugu? A diagnostic center that could serve the purpose of subsidizing tests like CT scan, MRI, all these tests that are very, very expensive that patients cannot even really afford. Some patients cannot afford this. So, what are your plans? Generally, what is your plan towards health? But these three ones, they are
Thank
very
you,
important
thank you,
to me. Thank you.
thank you. All right, Mr. Chijioke, please, you can go on, please. Thank you.
Saddam, hold on. Mr. Chidoke, before you go ahead, please, guys, look, one question per person, I beg, because if you do three, someone else too will come and claim that one person don't do three, they won't do three. Please, one question per person, I beg, Thank you. You can go ahead now, sir. Thank you.
Okay, let me go from the particular to the universal. She mentioned the diagnostic center. I think the problem is really that of focus. Because when I was in the ESCO of the current governor of Enugu State, the issue of that center came up severally. I think part of the problem was that Several machines that were outdated, I think, were imported by the I think by the Cuban government, and they were not going to be functional before they even came home. They were already bad, and there are issues of cost and all that and all that. So we wondered exactly how to put that place into use. If the government takes it over, it will still just become another government's property that will not function. We even, I think, at a point we advertised internationally for somebody, a group that will come and manage it. Eventually, when that major illness came, COVID came, it was used as a COVID center. Shortly before I left government, I think one of the federal agencies under OGI, this national agency that is involved in infrastructure, OGI, took it over. They handed it to a federal agency. I don't know how far that thing is gone, but I know that if the, for instance, leadership is focused on getting things done immediately and fast, all those rigmarole would have gone. Of course, we need a diagnostic center. I had to become very ill in Enugu State for me to realize that Enugu State does not have a very good, the healthcare system in Enugu is abysmal, and the major key to recovering in health or to even assessing one's health situation is the diagnosis. So, but that diagnostic center may be most likely, if I become governor or when I become governor, will be handed over to a private person, a PPP person. It will be handed over on a PPP basis so that people have the expertise or the knowledge and resources will come and partner with the government. Maybe with the government providing us that space and the person taking it over to run, because we are going to try to reduce the burden on government because things are not getting any better in terms of finances. So we're going to look for somebody who has the competence, who has the resources, or the franchise to do a very good center. Then the private health situation in Enugu is horrible. It's something that worries me every day. I've even had to go to all those hospitals, take pictures, and circulate them. I've even had to look at the literature available. The problem is even nationwide. I think either Son or one other paper not too long ago did a national survey of the primary health situations. Many of them are as bad as Enugu State is. I'm not making any excuses, but what I'm going to do is to create model health. No, those primary health centers ideally are even under the supervision of the local government systems. But there's a mixture, a problem. The state government is involved, the LGAs are involved. So we're going to streamline things. We're going to make sure, for instance, I will return them, put them squarely under the authority of local government council chairman or local government. Once you would resolve the issue of the ambiguity about who owns it and who controls it, part of the problem will resolve. In that way, the governor or the commissioner for local government can have proper oversight or commissioner can have proper oversight over what happens there. But the governor himself, providing leadership must insist that the environment first of those primary health centers become what any reasonable person can identify with. The environment of all of them are in a sorry state. So we are going to create model centers and then ask the administrators to begin to build those primary health centers in line with those models. We are going to make sure that the environments are neat. The houses are there, the structure is big, but the environment is very dirty. Inside, there are no beds, there are no nurses. Nurses are attached to those hospitals, but they don't go to work and nobody monitors them. Even when they go to work, there are no resources. There is no beds. There are no hospitals. There's nothing to work with. So we are going to make sure that those places are made habitable and they look good. We are going to work on the environment, the outer environment. We are going to work on the inside environment, provide beds, provide all the necessary things that make hospital worthwhile. Then we'll supply medicine. We'll also make sure, insist, through monitoring and by punishment, that those who don't come to work are smoked out and punished. And those who are dedicated may be drawn from the communities where those hospitals are located, are given pride of place. But perhaps the important thing is to check and check and check so that absenteeisms are detected and punished. We're also going to make sure or insist that the money is generated. Part of the problem is money. Under Ifeanyi administration, all the monies that are collected, received from hospitals, are taken up to the center. So nothing is left for those hospitals to run themselves. So we're going to make sure that the monies generated through the payments made for cards are retained. Some of them are retained in hospitals to help to run the place, so that rudimentary things that needs to be done in hospitals are done from money that is generated. So we are going to post staff who come from those areas. We are going to make sure that that staff is going to go to work. We are also going to make sure that the environment is clean and hospitable and are properly maintained. But in order to do that, we cannot do the whole everything once. We take them one by one. It will take time, but once we start all over the 17 LGAs, give the council chairman marching orders, follow up on by checking out that those things are followed, then work out arrangements to make those places really full hospitals, because many of them they don't have laboratories. Many of them there are no pharmacies. So we're going to make arrangements to incorporate laboratories and pharmacies in those places to make them full hospitals. Maternal health care, those who can pay will pay. Those who cannot pay will be subsidized. Thank you.